I do not trust females because I've been cheated on multiple times, bro. That's not why I don't trust females. I do not trust females because of what I've done with these females, knowing that they have a bro or a boyfriend or something. My main reason for not trusting females is quite essentially the most recent situation, bro. When I'm at the Crunch Fitness, I'm just lifting. You feel me? At Crunch, I'm getting crazy. I see this badass bitch walking. I'm talking about she got a table behind her. I'm like, if I can put a cup on that bitch, walk right past me. So I stop her, you know what I'm saying? I'm just chopping it up with her, whatever. I ask her what she hitting today. You know what I'm saying? What she working on? Like that. She tell me she doing legs. I'm like, man, I need to hit legs too on some smooth like that, bro. So I can work my way in there. Feel me? Like, boom, okay, cool. We can work out together, blase. So we hitting legs at this point, my nigga, together. Like, you feel me? I still haven't asked for her Instagram, her number, none of that. Bro, we literally just working out, bro. That's it. So then after the fact, that's when I asked for her Instagram, her number, whatever. But she was telling me she got a number or whatever. I'm like, why that nigga ain't in here working out with you? I mean, he in here by itself. She's like, oh, no, he's just at work. He doesn't really work out like that. But I was like, yo, don't work out. That's tough. Once she started laughing after that, I already knew I was in there, bro. No cap. Like, damn, just let me get your number. We could just work out together sometime. Blase, whatever the like, okay, cool. That's how I got her number, bro. We worked out a few times after that. And then one time after the workout, we went and got smoothies together, bro. Like, after the workout. We just in the car, we chopping it up, just drink the smoothie, eating whatever the with some health. No cap. Boom, she basically just started venting to me about her and blase. But I'm not going to really go into what all she was saying and shit like that. But you know me. You know what I'm saying? I'm over there. I'm being there for it. That shoulder to lean on, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You know what you got to do, bro. You feel me? So I'm just talking to her. I'm like, yeah, I understand how that can make you feel. I'm like, yeah, you know, I understand, my baby. I see why, you know, that can make you feel some type of way. Like, you feel like that, bro. I remember, bro, we was talking about like my diet and shit like that. Cause I eat a little different, bro. I be eating on an alkaline type diet on shit like that, bro. And then boom, she told me, she's like, oh my God, like, I'm trying to eat like that. I eat like that too. So she's like, oh, for real? So she's like, you lying. And she like, oh God. I was like, what? Basically telling me how she got this little cookbook or whatever the and she's actually was gonna try to make some night. I was like, what is the odds of that, man? I'm talking about this divine, cuz talking about this coming from the divine. I'm supposed to be here, my baby. Hey, I think she just laughing and like that, bro. But as I went back to Shawty crib, and she definitely cooked some, bro. And we was just chopping it up, chilling at the crib, eating, watching movies, all type of shit, bro. And you already know how that going, bro. Boom, we cracking. No cap. Boom, cracking. Around, I in her, you feel me? You know what I mean by that. Like, no, I know you didn't just in me. I was like, yeah, I did. Looking like it, feeling like it. She was like, oh my God, you know I got it. Are you serious? So for real, bro.
Women with a large body count, that sperm stays with them. Every man that ever nutted in them is a part of them. It's found in their DNA, it's found in their brain, it's found in their cells.
Why women's body count matters biologically. I'm a neuroscientist. Let me explain. Studies show that women absorb and retain the DNA of every man they've been with via sperm. This foreign DNA has been found in the brain, organs, and reproductive system, but nobody talks about the consequences. And that DNA isn't just stored, it's used in creating future children. A woman's past men leave a permanent biological imprint. Ever wonder why some kids resemble an ex more than their father? This is usually why. While the father provides most of the DNA, genetic material from past men is also used. And it's not just looks. Physical and mental disorders can be passed down as well. The more men a woman has been with, the higher the risk of negative mutations in her future children. So ladies, your past doesn't disappear. Every man leaves a mark on your body and your future children. And fellas, think twice before having a child with a woman who's been with too many men, because you won't be the only one shaping that child. Disturbing? Alarming? Let me know in the comments.
Stop the video when you hear a lie.
I'm happy being single. Sorry, film this. I'm happy being single. Been in 2 relationships, 10 years each. I can promise you, if you spend your life trying to please these women, burn, give them money, it don't make a difference whether you're young, whether you old, you're a mother fool. Do you see what they do? The ain't yours. So they're not happy, they will give somebody else that. I promise you, it doesn't matter how much money you got. I've lived in a mansion. I've had 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, I'm a quarter horse bitch. So fine, you'll drink their bath water. Doesn't matter. They're all the same, especially financially. Women who really get that bag don't even be talking about what they gonna do for them. I don't even deal with women who have this thing where you think you gotta take care of them. You do not have to take care of no mother. It's free. I don't know who told you niggas that. Now I don't know what city you niggas live in, but me, I lived in Atlanta, I lived in New York, I lived in Cali. does not cost money. Now you can take a woman, a queen on a date. You can take her to eat. You can take her out. It does not matter. That's great. We all gonna eat. I've done it again because sometimes you're gonna spend a couple hundred on a date. Sometimes you ain't gotta do nothing but pick her up, come in the house. It ain't about that. Y'all took it all away. If the women don't like you, the problem is this: y'all getting advice from these women who don't even like y'all. Yep. So you're buying someone to like you. That's it. When a woman naturally likes you, that gets wet. That's it. You can in the back of your car. I've done it 100 fucking times. Woo! Bad bitch. 17, I'm 52. I'm a yellow nigga. I ain't never had the trick. I don't give a fuck what they say.
Last I checked, women are the ones that walk around regularly with butt plugs stuffed up their ass that vibrate so they can stimulate themselves in public. Last I checked, women have specifically designed to vibrate and make you orgasm while in public. Last I checked, women goon far more often than men and are way more devious, but for some reason they turn a blind eye and act like it's men that have the issue. And this is actually something women do a lot. They project. Anytime you see a woman talking about how bad a man is and the mentality a man has, she is talking about herself. If you see a woman talking about how a baby daddy ain't and he never wants to be there for the child, then that woman is likely keeping that child from the baby daddy. Anytime you see a woman negatively talking about men, they are literally talking about themselves. Oh, men are always the ones doing this in public and being perverts. No, y'all are. You say you don't want to be sexualized and that you should be able to dress how you want without fear of anybody taking advantage of you or looking at you like a piece of meat. But the second you see an attractive man that's shirtless, wearing a Speedo, and he's got his bulge popping out, you're sitting there talking to your girlfriends about how fine he is and how you wish he would be able to come over and do something to you. Like, y'all are literally hypocrites, walking contradictions. Y'all have the brain of a 15-year-old. Literally, I don't understand why they say women mature faster than boys. I mean, I guess technically as children, they mature up until 15, and then they kind of just get stuck in 15-year brain after that.
Does he pay you child support?
I pay him child support.
Custody, is it 50-50?
It is 50-50. When we separated, I was not doing well financially, and I became quite successful after the fact, and so then he came to take his piece of that.
This is why we need a...
You think I should have had an abortion so I don't have to pay my ex child support?
I just think in general, like, the world's overpopulated, so I think, like, we need to, like, decrease population of unwanted pregnancies because, yeah, like, why would you ever pay a man your money?
It's actually a lot lower now than it was in the past. There are a lot less people having babies nowadays, and
Thank
the
God.
population is actually much lower than what it used to be.
Yeah, thank God. Shout out hookup culture.
Does he pay you child support?
I pay him child support.
Custody, is it 50-50?
It is 50-50. When we separated, I was not doing well financially, and I became quite successful after the fact, and so then he came to take his piece of that.
This is why we need a...
You think I should have had an abortion so I don't have to pay my ex child support?
I just think in general, like, the world's overpopulated, so I think, like, we need to, like, decrease population of unwanted pregnancies because, yeah, like, why would you ever pay a man your money?
It's actually a lot lower now than it was in the past. There are a lot less people having babies nowadays, and
Thank
the
God.
population is actually much lower than what it used to be.
Yeah, thank God. Shout out hookup culture.
There's going to be nothing like the female loneliness epidemic that you're going to see with this generation of women when they hit the 40s. It's going to be out of control.
Many years from now, there is going to be a quiet crisis, loneliness, in women especially. Not because women failed, not because they weren't capable or intelligent, but because they were handed a script or a blueprint that left out the consequences. Be self-sufficient, put your career first, you don't need a man. So they followed it. They pushed love down the line. They delayed the family. They treated commitment like something that could always wait until it didn't. Fast forward a few years later. You're older, no partner, no children, no legacy, just some noise to fill that silence.
There's going to be nothing like the female loneliness epidemic that you're going to see with this generation of women when they hit the 40s. It's going to be out of control. When these 20-somethings hit 40-something, there's going to be massive devastation. There's going to be, the pharmaceutical companies are going to be like, yeah, cashing in on the antidepressants and all of that if they go that route.
And really, you hate to see that. You hate to hear that modern women might be having to use medication, I'll say it like that, in order to combat loneliness. when all you had to do was just listen to what somebody was saying. I understand you smart. I understand you got a master's degree. I understand you got a PhD. I understand you're educated. But maybe, just maybe, you realize that you only got, like, you have your PhD in something specific. You know, I got my PhD in social work, or I got a PhD in, I don't know, computer science. Fantastic, but it's not everything. Not saying that you're dumb, but you don't know anything. You don't know everything, I should say. So you got to watch that. You got to be careful. Modern women think they know everything, and if they don't know everything, they feel like, oh, my group of friends knows everything. So us as a collective, we got it on lock. And really, honestly and truly, they be thinking they know everything. If they don't, I got a friend that knows everything. So that's two people that think they know everything, right? God forbid if they have a group of 5, you can't stop them. They're the Avengers. If you have a group of 10 women, forget about it. Forget about it. They think, oh man, we will never get a problem wrong. We will always be on top of the world till that wall hit.
Would you settle down with a nice guy or a bad boy?
I would like a mix of both, because I would eat him up and swallow him and spit him out if he was too nice.
Why do girls like bad boys?
Because we think we can fix them.
Literally.
I like a good project, a little DIY.
A little DIY action?
Yeah.
Because they break their hearts and girls like the adrenaline rush.
It's because they have that rebel side that like we kind of crave when we're not ready to settle down.
So you like bad boys when you're not ready to settle down?
Right, I agree.
I don't like bad boys. They're fuck boys and fuck bad boys.
So why don't you like nice guys?
You can kind of take advantage of them a little bit, you know what I mean? And I don't like doing that.
Because they're too easy.
What do you mean they're too easy?
They're too easy to get emotionally, you know?
If someone just does whatever I say, or if they like immediately apologize, like they don't fight with me. It's like they're whip. Oh, whatever.
This is getting serious.
I don't like that. Put up a fight with me. Show me that you have a sense of self, that you like, are gonna stand for what you believe in. Then I'll respect you.
So you want someone who's like strong, dominant, takes charge, situation. You really want a guy who's like
He'll be like, sit down. I'll be like, all right.
looking for daddy?
Correct.
Still waiting. You never came home with the milk.
A lot of women don't like the simple, plain, nice guy. He seems boring. The nice guy complex.
You have to have a bad man or a crap man
To
to know what a good man is.
So you're saying you have to kiss the frogs to get to the prince?
Exactly. But then there's good men that always come around and we kind of mug them because they're moist. I'm not going to lie, some people are moist. No, because they don't have their own lives. Like, they want to do everything with you. Like, go out with your boys, go and do something.
There are some
there's some guys that are just moist.
My longest relationship was with a nice guy.
Right.
He's like super nice, but too nice.
What does that even mean?
Suffocating, and it was
Right.
just, there wasn't much edge. It was just the same mundane. I needed that for that point in time in my life, and I learned a lot from him.
And now it's time for the bad boys.
No,
Bad boys too.
I've
Bad boys
I've had
forever.
a couple bad boys, but that's not what I want. You know
We
what I
don't
mean?
want bad boys.
A mixture of both.
It's
you know,
not that.
someone
We
with
just
some
want
edge.
a balance of a man that can actually hold his own
And then hold you down as well.
No, yeah, but not
Literally.
not in a way that we don't respect.
No, I love my man bad. 100,000. No, I love my man bad. 1 million. I love my man bad. Bad. Alright, go. Bad. He's the best man on earth. It have no man like him. It have no man like him on earth. He is the funniest. He is the smartest. He is the cutest. He is the best man on earth.
Yeah, baby. It's over.
What? What you talking about?
Nah, you don't love me enough. I'm getting a visa and I'm moving out the country.
Oh, that's what you want to do?
You got mad at me for liking pictures on Instagram, and that's what Instagram was created for. I don't have time for this anymore. Yeah. And you want me to chase you, and I pay for everything. It's like chasing a bill. I'll pass. Okay, just so you know. Yeah, all your stuff is in the 2 trash bags that you brought it in. So it'll be in the garage.
Funny. You think it's so funny?
It's okay. It's not worth my time anymore. Thank you.
I can probably tell you guys at this point. It's just the fact that I've learned something, and I owe it to myself as a real one to each one teach one. And I've made it so affordable that, it's $20, and I can show you exactly how you can make $20,000, $30,000 per month. You ain't got to take off your clothes. You ain't got to do OnlyFans. You ain't got to subject yourself to BS or whatever. But you can make real money on social media to the point where your children can run it and give them all the money if that's the case. You dig what I'm saying? Just DM the word content. The course is just $20, or you can book a one-on-one call with me where I teach you directly or whatever. It's a little more over here nor there, but you can get everything you need for $20. DM # content. I don't know what else to tell you guys, man. Unless you just love that job that you hate, and you want to work 40 hours a week for $40,000 for 40 years to retire broke, this is life-changing information. And if not, hey, keep doing it. I'm not trying to sell you, but it's here for you. Get out of the way.
I interviewed a lot of men that were victims of divorce. And these are men that lost everything in divorce. Wives left, took the kids, took their money. And I found out it was a common pattern. After the second child, a lot of these women stop sleeping with their husbands and get the divorce. Most men live on their wife's terms, not theirs. The people that don't want to get married, I understand it. There's no good reason for a guy to do that in 2024. None. The odds are completely stacked against you. The laws are completely stacked against you. The average marriage, it's not a good experience for most men because they don't get anything out of it. My conclusion is the couples that make it work and figure it out in this mess of an environment, you know they're there because they love each other. Because there's nothing in this society that's keeping people together. Marriage seems to be going away for the middle class and be something for the upper class, and that's it.
Every day, people walk past each other in the street. He's single, she's single, both think the other one is attractive, and then they walk straight past each other and neither does anything about it. I know what women do. They go out, they look at a guy once, then they look back at their friends and they say, okay, he knows. Ladies, I'll let you in on a little secret. We don't know. We have no idea. We're terrified that we're going to come over and misread that look and that you are going to annihilate us in front of your friends. And we're going to have to do the walk of shame back to where we came from. We need more than one look. So as a general rule, I want you to look 4 times more than you think you need to.
In my last video, I talked about how there are only 3 kinds of men: a bad man, a good man who's bad for you, and a good man who's good for you. In this video, I want to talk about how to identify a bad man because it's actually very simple. There are only 3 things that make someone a bad man. The first one is the easiest to identify, and the last one is hardest to fake. So let's get into it. My name is Rachel. I teach women discernment so you can stop dating from hope and start choosing with clarity. The first way to identify a bad man is that he doesn't care about your needs. If he doesn't look for, try to understand, or ask about your needs, or if he invalidates or dismisses your needs, that man is a bad man and you can kindly let him go. A good man's response to your needs will always be, I will if I can. So a man automatically not being able to meet your needs is not a bad man. The second way to identify a bad man, he attacks you when you're happy. If a man ever tries to criticize or squash your joy, that is a bad man. If he wants to be the sole source of your happiness, that is a bad man. If he tries to eliminate activities, passions, or people that make you happy, that is a bad man. Good men want to see you happy and want to see you win. This is really something that is observed over time. It's not really something that you're going to be able to see right away. But this third thing, this one is really hard to fake. The third sign of a bad man is that he enjoys the destruction of innocence. And this is not only indicative of bad men, this is indicative of bad people in general. But if someone takes pleasure in the physical, mental, or emotional destruction of innocence, that is a telltale sign of a bad person. They derive power from breaking down others. And that's because healthy people instinctually protect innocence. I'd love to talk more about this. Put any questions or comments you have below.
Women, they're made to do other stuff than to work. There's a lot of ladies that became very independent, very successful on their own because they had very bad relationships and they felt that there's no more good men out there, so they chose their destiny. So if you're working as work just to be by yourself, you're going to be so sad. You know, money's not going to buy you that happiness at night when you're laying on the pillow by yourself. Your money ain't going to hug you as a woman, and vice versa. Your money ain't gonna hug you as a man too. You can't be by yourself. You can't, as a woman or a man, be by yourself. If you wake up, get spooked, and nobody's next to you but yourself, what's your money gonna do as a female or as a man?
So if he's not texting you back or texting you at all, do this.
Also, women, if you like this content and you're having trouble dating, join my free community where I teach you how to date the right guy. And also get over on these games guys play. First off, I want you to go buy yourself a gift and I want you to post it on Instagram and say, "This is so sweet." And I guarantee you text you back. Actually, don't do that, but stop being so available to guys that barely even know you and not make them work. Stop texting guys first. Stop doing it. Men are meant to hunt. They are meant to pursue. In the early stages, what you can't do is keep giving him your attention. Go out and go do stuff. Go out and have a life and text him whenever you can. If you're texting him right then and there, that gives him the indication that he already has you. That is not what you want to do. You want to create the sense of, okay, I'm a busy woman. I have going on in my life. And you, sir, are not the top priority right now. Even if you like him a lot. Because as soon as they think that they have you, they're going to let go of the gas. You don't have to text right away. Text whenever you can. Because it's going to, in his mind, he's going to think like, okay, what guy is she with? Who is she with? As toxic as this is what dating in 2024 looks like. Stop trying to give everything you have and mirror his actions.
And I really don't know why we keep doing this, but this thing about women weren't really made to work, stop lying. Shut up lying. I don't know where they get that from. Who told you that? Oh, women aren't supposed to work. Who said that? You're supposed to be working. You're supposed to be doing something. You're supposed to be making decisions. Maybe not physical labor, but you're supposed to be doing something. Modern women, what they want to do is they want to sit in the house and rot away. They want to sit in the house and be lazy. And then you wonder how you end up on Hoarders or My 600-Pound Life or whatever that show is called. My 1,000-Pound Life or whatever. Same thing. You wonder how you end up there. Oh, well, I have a trainer to come this. Yeah, but you started off great for the first 3 months, but then you've been canceling that trainer for the last 7 months. And we're still paying for it, by the way. Oh, I just haven't been in the right headspace. Of course. But you've been in the right headspace to run a Target and go to Starbucks and Erewhon and all of these other expensive stores or whatever it might be. I'm going to go for a Target run, or I'm going to go to Whole Foods or Trader Joe's to get more groceries. Groceries for what? We waste money on groceries. You don't cook. You don't cook. It's TV dinners for me. What kind of life is that for a man?
I met Brandon Jamal in person. I met him last year. He did give me the vibe of someone who actually hates women. I don't know how to explain the exact vibe. He gave me the vibe of like someone who would put their hands on women. I wish I had the text messages.
I have the text messages. I have them.
Ended up threatening to hit me.
Now, some may think this is a sad day because of all this slander, but no, ladies and gentlemen, rejoice. Not only is she lying, I have a witness, so I get to sue her. She's a retired OF girl. I'ma need that money. No, but real, I am gonna sue you.
My man Godfrey just dropped a bar about why men don't pursue women the way they used to.
Gone are the days where a man would be like, hey, I think you're beautiful. I want to get to know you.
Courting.
Courting. They don't court anymore, right? That's number one.
So they don't want to go.
Yeah. Number two.
Excellent. Good job, my brother. We rocking with you.
That boy is good.
It was short, sweet, and right to the point. Because that is exactly why a lot of men are no longer courting. Because what is courting usually for? It's for marriage. And where does marriage lead you 50% of the time? That's right. You guessed it. Court. So he is absolutely correct. And women are not understanding this. And there's way more to this, but I love how simple and to the point this was. So I just want to give a shout out to Godfrey for that, because that to me was a bar.
At some point, black women, we need to start taking accountability. Yes. Because when y'all up, y'all don't know how to take accountability for y'all actions. Y'all sit there and complain about, how black men don't want to date us anymore. But when you up, you don't know how to apologize. You always think you right. You can't cook. You can't clean. You always nagging. Always starting an argument. Always doing dumb shit. Always combative. And then want to complain, why they don't want to do. If you want to act so independent, Why don't you be by yourself? What do you need a man for? And then if you're gonna come up on here talking about I don't need a man, so stop complaining. Do everything by yourself. You can't just sit here and think that, oh my God, you're so perfect. Nobody in this lifetime is perfect, okay? I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. That's my up hand. This is how difficult some of you guys are. You are not perfect. Who are you feeling like? None of us are God, okay? And I'm gonna need y'all to start taking accountability for how y'all be. Be a woman. Be submissive. And I'm not talking about some yes massa. Do everything he say, funky. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is just be feminine. Y'all never seen your mother get loved before? Y'all never seen your mothers get loved before? I'm gonna need y'all to do better.
So this black woman messaged me and she was like, I feel as though you empathize with black men, but you don't empathize with black women. Well, the reason why I empathize with black men is because black men are the most disrespected out of all the races in the world, right? Black men are the most disrespected by their woman, meaning the black woman, right? There is no other race in the world where women think that it's okay to disrespect their man the way that black women disrespect black men. And here's the crazy part about it. Let's go to the statistics. Let's go to the facts. Black women are the least likely to get married. Black men are getting married at higher rates than black women. Black men are commodities. If you go to any place around the world, most women want black men. Black men are commodities. But for whatever reason, black women don't see that. And then they are entitled and think that they're supposed to come with all this baggage, be out of shape, have all these kids, out of marriage, and just be really a hot mess. And then a black man is just supposed to be like, well, I should just settle for this. The black woman really thinks that the black man should be happy with settling with their nonsense and foolishness on top of being combative and disrespectful. Why would a black man deal with that when he can go get a woman from another race that is going to not have kids the whole nine and want to actually get on his program? I'm going to need black women to wake up.
Women love when they get what they want. That's it.
You need
So there's no loyalty. Loyalty doesn't exist.
What I'm trying to say here, and any man who's been to divorce or had problems with women will agree with me and understand exactly what I'm saying. Women are loyal to how they feel. If you make them feel a certain way, then they're loyal to that feeling, which is loyal to you. Women aren't loyal to anything outside of how they feel. Men actually are more loyal than women because men, like I said, can suffer gracefully. Women can't. Men will be loyal to a society. Men will be loyal to a race. Men will be loyal to their friends. Women can't even get along for 5 minutes amongst themselves. Men will be best friends for 50 years. Men are loyal. We know loyalty completely. We'll go in a ditch for a flag. You want to talk about loyalty? Men are loyal. Women aren't loyal. Women are, how do I feel today? You can take a woman on a private jet to a mansion in Miami and have the best time. She'll tell you how much she loves you. And then the next day when she's mad at you, she will literally say verbatim, you never give me anything. You don't take care of me. You reject me. I'm not looked after. She'll forget 12 hours before where she had the world. Because women are only care about how they feel. They don't even think. They just feel. And what they feel is absolute gospel truth. And it matters more than society, matters more than everything else. They don't give a shit about World War II. They don't give a shit their grandfathers. They don't give a fuck about England. They don't give a fuck about anything. Because they only care about how they feel. Whereas a man might sit and say, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to suffer for the greater good of my race, my nation, my ideals. So men are loyal. Women love when they get what they want. That's it.
You need
big bodybuilders, strong women, and can't even take on dwarves.
These are female giants. And they are the world's strongest dwarves. And they'll be competing in strength competitions, all to find out who is stronger.
You're going down.
Yeah. No, you're going down. Go. Easy. Drive. 585 pounds on the bar.
Yep. One more.
Am I clear?
Yep. Good job, Zoe. Good job, Zoe. Good job. One more.
Men and women are not equal. No matter how much you try to be equal, you're not going to be equal because we're not the same. Okay? Equal means the same in many respects. Men are stronger than women. I mean, there's a big bodybuilders, strong women, and can't even take on dwarfs. All right, let's just be realistic.
Women are always told to choose better men, like it's their problem, the men are bad.
How about taking that dreaded first step towards some personal accountability and realize that a lot of women, in fact, do need to choose better? Because a lot of times, some women tend to choose the same types of men that have the same bad characteristics over and over again and decide that it's all men that share those characteristics.
The men are never told to be better men.
Has someone not been paying attention? Because there are multitudes of individuals out there telling men every single day that they need to be better. But I guess someone must have missed that.
It's much easier for a man to choose to be better than a woman to choose better, because a lot of these men are wolves in sheep's clothing.
Really? Exactly how difficult is it for some women out there to actually understand the characteristics that make a good man as opposed to just an attractive man? Because a lot of women will simply date on what they find attractive versus what should be considered for a relationship. And that's the main problem there.
Basically, I feel like men want to be treated like women a lot of times. They want to be taken on dates. They want to be called all the time. They don't want to be the man in a relationship.
They want to be earned. They want to be pursued.
Yes.
They want to be chased.
Yes.
I'm the prize.
Yes.
And the silly part about it is, y'all be doing it.
I don't.
You always talk about, I ain't chasing no man. That's the you do. Every time you get that man a chance and he don't deserve it. Every time you settle what you know you deserve out of a relationship for a man that isn't meeting your qualifications, every single time you allow a man to take you off the dating market. You have become unsingle to a single man. Here you are trying to prove your worth to a man that's blind to it. What good is it to be a good woman to a man that don't know what a good woman is? What I'm saying is, the Bible don't say, she who finds a husband finds a good thing. But some of y'all, it say, he who finds a wife. But some of y'all doing the seeking. Y'all doing the courting. You lead in dating, because here's the thing. When that man don't provide clarity, what you do? Begging for it. See me. Acknowledge me. Text me back. Instead of finding a man so the reason why these men are doing it is because you are allowing it. Here's the thing. If you don't want a man that's uncommittal, don't date one. If you don't want a man that can't show up on a consistent basis, don't date one. If you don't want a man that acts like he's the princess, this man goes to the passenger seat in your car. And you constantly driving that. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, if that's not the man you want, don't date that man. Anybody else?
Me. I like to go. So you guys don't seem to get it. We sitting up here. I mean, look at the crowd. Look at the crowd of these women. I mean, I can see some with makeup on. Once again, it is a crowd full. I mean, I see some dudes in there. I do see some dudes in there. I ain't gonna lie. Got a full crowd. Good for him. But there's a lot of women in there. And they asking questions, and you're not telling them what's up. You're not telling them what's really happening. You're not telling them what's really going on. And they gonna stay saying, well, you allowing them to do that, this and that. These women got problems, brother. These women have problems that they need to fix. They not getting them in because they're not fixing their freaking problems. Everybody has issues, but these modern women have huge, glaring problems. Problems you can't ignore, problems that you cannot move forward in a relationship with. I can't ignore that. You're going to bring the marriage down within the first 6 months. And if I try to stick it out within the first year. So you need to be talking to them about some accountability.
70 to 80% of divorces are initiated by women. So most divorced men have gone through a divorce that they didn't choose. And a lot of them fought very, very hard to save the marriage. And what happens in so many divorces, and like the vast majority of the men that I work with, their wives, it takes anyone a while to get to the place where they can say, I want a divorce, and to be really ready for that decision. And so by the time a woman says, I want a divorce, usually she's gone through something like 2 years of grieving that relationship. and she's come to a point where she's accepted that it's over. But to him, it is brand new. He doesn't have 2 years of grieving behind him. He's just been slapped in the face with it. And he's like, well, let's go to counseling. Right? Let's go to couples therapy. Like, how do we work on it? How do I fix this? And so many men, they spend so much money and so much effort trying to fix it when she's already done. And so there's a huge loss of agency. A lot of men feel like they've lost control of their future, of their lives, like they have no say in what's happening in the divorce process. And when it comes to dating, then it creates a lot of trust issues for those men. Is how do I feel safe with a woman again when I know she can just leave and not really give me to him, it feels like she didn't give him a chance to fix it.
Fact is that men and women have to submit to each other for the relationship to work. I know this topic comes up a lot, and oftentimes it's, the woman got to submit to the man and things of that nature. Don't get me wrong, she has to. But I think also as a man, you have to submit to your woman in some instances as well. I think we put such a negative connotation on the word submission when in reality all it is delegate. Right? It's just like a CEO of the company. He doesn't make all the decisions. He has a board that helps him make the decisions. Right? So I may not know, let's say I'm the CEO of Apple. I may not know everything about marketing or whatever, but I'm going to hire somebody who's an expert in it. I may not know about, hardware, what type of plastic we should use, what type of glass we should use for the phone, but I'm going to hire a hardware expert to come in there and help me make these decisions, right? It's the same with your woman. Your woman is an expert at something, or she should be. If she isn't, then that's a bigger conversation, right? But she should be strong in something, and whatever she's strong in, then that's what you submit to her doing. If my woman is great at finances and I may not be the best at it, it's okay to let her take the lead in that regard. And that's not saying I just go into it blindly. I just accept the fact, hey, I don't know finances. I'm just let you control everything. No, you should still learn it. If that person is stronger in it, then you let them quarterback that. That doesn't take away from you as a leader. It doesn't take away from you as a man. In fact, it makes you smart. It makes you efficient.
I think moms are worse at that than dads are. I think dads are really good at letting kids suffer, and moms aren't good at letting their kids suffer.
I don't like the word suffer because that sounds bad.
Suffering a little bit is good. Like being a little bit hungry, that's good. So you're not, hear me out. Hear me out though, because it's like if Phoebe's constantly asking for snacks and you're like, here's an apple, here's a candy bar, here's a granola bar, here's a banana, here's a yogurt. Then when it comes to mealtime, she's like, no, I'm good. I'll just ask for ice cream later and you'll give it to me. But it's like, no, you be hungry so that at dinner time, you're hungry to eat. Yeah. Like being hungry is a good thing. Having that negative side of emotions is good for them in the long run.
Let's keep it real, y'all. Men are not blindsided by divorce. I don't know why dudes be getting up on here acting like, oh my goodness, they just didn't know he was a good man and she just left him out. That's some BS, bro. It's been many a times where that woman done says she needs you to step up and you say okay and you don't do it. She tell you to step up again. She tell you to step up again. You say okay, don't do it. Stop lying. You ain't blindsided by nothing. These women be expressing their feelings all the time of what they need for you to do, they concerns, what's going on. And yet, you're not being man enough for them. So guess what? You get divorced, she get quiet. Now she not even talking. You know that divorce coming. Men ain't blindsided by it. Can we stop lying? Stop lying. That's why I don't even listen to men and they sob stories. Oh my God, well, I was doing all this and I was doing all that. No, you wasn't. Because if you was, she would have never kept telling you that you need to step up. And that's usually what happens, right? She tell you the same thing over and over and over again. You say you're going to make some adjustments. You say you're going to do it. And you let her down every time by not being a man of your goddamn word. So miss me with this nonsense that y'all out here blindsided by divorce. Nah, bro. She gone because you didn't do what you were supposed to do to keep that woman. Which is the case 9 times out of 10. So miss me with this nonsense. Men be blindsided by divorce. Shut up.
If mom's a bad mom, and I'll tell you what the test is for a bad mom, it's really easy.
Please, yeah.
If you have to go to court to get custody of your kids, she's a bad mom. If she's making you fight to see your kids, she's a bad mom.
I can agree with that.
If you have to go in and get permission from a judge to see your kid on a Wednesday night for pizza,
that's crazy.
She's a bad mom.
That is crazy. I can't understand why some mothers just rob their kids of an opportunity to be with a loving, caring father. I couldn't see myself doing that ever. My kid deserved to have both of his parents, and I'm not going to be selfish because my kid's father has moved on. I couldn't rob my kid of that joy, of that happiness of being around his father.
Find the women that say they like the dad bods. They say that because they can't compete for the high value man.
Or they're saying it because they don't want to disrespect the sugar daddy.
So there's actually science on this.
Yeah.
And there was a recent study that brought in a bunch of women, 160 women, and they showed them photos of men at varying fitness levels and says to rate them. 160 out of 160 chose the fitter, stronger, more masculine looking man. Of course they did. It is rooted in their biology. So the truth is, when women says they prefer a dad bod,
they're lying.
I don't think they're lying. What they really mean is this. They don't like the idea of being with somebody who's fit and disciplined, who might have the same expectations for them. They really want to just be with somebody who's not going to judge them. And also, they don't want to compete with other women for their man's attention. Women have tried to debate me on this. I'm like, no, I love my husband's dad bod. I'm like, okay, if another man had the same body, would you be attracted to that? And there's a 3 to 4 second awkward pause. Like, no, now that you say it like that.
Right. You love your husband. You don't love his dad bod.
You love your husband. You don't love his dad bod.
The feminist movement is one of the biggest reasons for the marriage rate, the divorce rate these days. Yes, because women have become so masculine. A woman gets in her masculine energy. A lot of times she'll be disrespectful to her husband, and men don't do well with disrespect. You know, there's surveys that say that 80% of men say they would rather be alone and unloved than to be disrespected. And see, the feminist movement has taken it so far over the years to, it's not just equal rights anymore. Now it's men are being diminished and devalued and demoralized. What do we need men for? We don't need men. We can buy our own cars and we can vote. We can make our own money, run our own businesses. We can even have babies without men. And that makes men feel awful. You know, and if a man, when in a dating relationship, if a man doesn't feel he has anything to contribute to that woman's life, he's got to move on down the road.
Hey, baby, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing? I was just watching the video where you denied me, and holy, have you read those comments? And I'll tell you, those comments were on. I mean, that is how I feel inside. I mean, it's not all the time, but you know, I get over it very quickly.
Maybe you should go get a counselor.
I don't need one. I mean, I self-counsel,
well,
but
this is not why.
My God,
this is not why I was.
I know, but I was
coming
reading
here today. When I was coming here today, is I got a Delaney game, and I have some shelves that I need to have hung in the bedroom, and so I was wondering if you could take care of those while I was gone.
Absolutely. Just give me a list of everything you want me to do. Make a list, and I'll check them off one by one. As soon as you leave, I'll get on it, and I'll just motor through that list, and by the time you get back, you'll be coming home to a different house.
I would love that.
Okay, you make the list, and I'll take care of it.
You know, it's the box in the bedroom.
That big, giant, heavy box?
Big, giant, heavy box.
Absolutely.
There's 2 shelves.
I love big, giant, heavy boxes.
I was not expecting this follow-up video. I mean, that man is just telling her as it is. And honestly, I think that this man is now like standing on more steady ground where he has a bunch of people that have actually validated his issues with what she was doing. And as he should, he is standing tall and voicing it to her. But her response to hearing his feelings is completely dismissive. And in her next breath, she's asking him to do her a bunch of favors. It is very obvious to me that this is a man that chooses to be happy through any and everything. At the end of this video, he is still smiling and laughing. But this is the trap that a lot of happy-go-lucky men fall into because in the end all, their feelings are dismissed. They're not really heard. What's tough about that is that if their feelings aren't heard on anything, that's not going to result in anything ever really changing. And I would argue that type of person is the one that is most deserving because he's willing to put his own feelings aside in order to keep things happy in the relationship. Which is why it needs to be his woman's priority to make sure that his feelings are being considered.
And I'm glad there was a woman that kind of talked about, she was saying, you know, these some of these ladies, they do actually blindside the man because, you know, I don't know what he was talking about. And honestly and truly, I don't know what some of these men are talking about. Oh, well, you wasn't blindsided by the divorce. Actually, I was blindsided by the divorce. Y'all sit up here over and over again and act like these modern women are using their mouths. They're opening their mouths to say something to the man. They're communicating with the man what's actually the issue, what's going wrong. Y'all be acting like women are doing that just left and right, and that's not true. These modern women don't be saying nothing like that. You be walking around whimpering like a hurt dog and not really saying, oh, he didn't come in. He didn't come in here and see what was wrong with me. Probably because he was busy. Probably because he had other stuff to do, and he don't have time to chase you around. Have you ever thought of that? Of course not, because it's always a man's fault.